Yo, my brothers, my sisters, and my ballers. Welcome back to another match day of What's Football with our fans, with your favorite social football analyst, Tsepiso Pizzi, aka Tepzoro. To the ballers passing by, I hope you like what you see because I surely like what I do. And make sure to join the returning ballers who continue to show me gang love and appreciation by liking, commenting, as well as to subscribe. Seeing that today, with it being the 10th of the 10th, and number 10 has retired from football. It feels as though it's a tragic day in football. A tragedy has occurred, even though he's only 32. Talked about the man that turned many stadiums into the Garden of Eden. Eden Hazard himself has closed the curtain of his 16-year career, which spanned from Lille over to Stamford Bridge with Chelsea and took him to the Santiago Bernabeu representing Real Madrid. As well as he producing many performances with having a brilliant stint for the national team of Belgium, with him having 126 caps, scoring 33 goals, as well as producing 33 assists. He is probably Belgium's greatest ever football player. The man who wore the armband at the 2018 FIFA World Cup and became Belgium's leader from then on. When we talk about special talents in football, this man is certainly one of them. A player who'd pull you off your seat, a player who'd pull you to come watch the match, a player who'd pull you to switch on the TV to see him play. He wasn't just an attacker who exemplified what it is to get stats in goals and assists. He was more than just that. You cannot quantify Eden Hazard via assists. We may maybe say he came a few years too late, in the wrong era. In the era where stats have dominated the game, Eden Hazard was that outlier. That man that entertained us. That man who had us not caring about stats. Maybe he should have appeared during the ages of Luis Figo as an example, or David Beckham. But it just turned out to happen that way. With him starting his career at Lille, he conquered France. Won everything there was on offer for him. Led Lille to league triumph, as well as the Coupe de France, won Young Player of the Year as well as Player of the Year in the French League, before moving on to join Chelsea. In doing so at Lille, he had a thing of ending off his career at a certain club in an amazing way. Before his final game at Lille, he spent the whole night drinking, appeared drunk for the game, and produced a hat-trick. On his final game for Lille, signing off with a hat-trick. When Chelsea signed him, I was excited, Had not seen much of the player, but heard a lot of the player, with him being a heavily prized target during the 2012 transfer window, having Man United as well as Man City fetching his contract. But eventually he signed for Chelsea, and after his first few games, we could see we had signed a special talent. With him being one of the main players bringing through a new era with the likes of Juan Mata, Oscar, Victor Moses being signed after the old tutelage had finally conquered Europe through the likes of Petr Cech, John Terry, Frank Lampard and Didier Drogba. Didier Drogba had left that summer, and there was no more that support that John Terry used to have of players like an Alex or Carvalho, who went through all these years in trying to find a title. There is now a new fresh of blood in David Luiz and Gary Cahill. But to take us further on into the new generation, Eden Hazard was the man. Donning the number 17 jersey, this man entertained many of us. Many of us watching a young, raw Eden Hazard was something else. He was fearless. Any defender in his way was not an obstacle. He came for you and fetched you indeed. Donning those mercurial Nike boots, turning players inside out, the wizard led his show. The wizard led his talent show. Eden Hazard was the star of the show, with him being nominated in his first season for the PFA Player of the Year and Young Player of the Year, in helping Chelsea win the Europa League. And in the second season under Jose Mourinho, he continued to grow, as well as continue to shine, ensuring that he now feels he is the main man at Chelsea. and his career would grow from strength to strength and rise even higher and higher. Eden Hazard was a marvel to watch, my ballers. This man was adored by all fans. Even fans of rival clubs would only get annoyed when he faces their team. But in terms of the player that he was, they loved him. It's not like these other players where we like, yo, he's facing my team, we're in trouble. But if ever he's playing against other teams, it's just the expectancy of having that player score, or produce stats. No. This was not Eden Hazard. People loved watching Chelsea play against other teams rather than their team to watch the Garden of Eden in Eden Hazard. Through this time, he was the main leader of Belgium's golden generation, being supported by talents like Kevin De Bruyne, Romelu Lukaku, Toby Alderweireld, Jan Vertonghen, Thibaut Courtois, and the list truly goes on and on for that golden generation which purely underachieved, which I'll get to soon. But in saying that, in 2013-2014 season, with Hazard particularly wearing this shirt, he was able to win PFA Young Player of the Year, and the following season he continued to dance. With Chelsea bringing in Cesc Fabregas and Diego Costa, he was finally able to claim the Premier League title as well as winning the League Cup that season, claiming a double, in also being named Chelsea's Player of the Season and the PFA and Football Writers Player of the Season. There are many moments that I can recall in that season where Eden Hazard would produce a man of the match performance without getting a goal or an assist. He's just completing multiple take-ons. He's creating a space for the assister to assist. Basically at times playing the assisted pass before the actual assist, similar to what Xavi used to do. There's many moments where he twisted out Swansea, beating Man United, pushing a hard performance against Man City, having Yaya Toure slapping him in the tunnel, complaining about how he was with those hips and that bum, speaking about his posterior, as Yaya Toure calls it. Even in games that Chelsea used to lose, Eden Hazard was still the star of the show. At times, this man would carry Chelsea on his back. Not to the extent of Steven Gerrard with Liverpool, but you could see he was the main franchise player. He was Chelsea's MVP. Even though the following season, things turned for the worst with injuries starting to creep in, and with him going through a slump, he continued to produce moments. Like the moment that stopped Tottenham from winning the league, as well as scoring one of many beautiful goals he scored against Liverpool, dribbling past 3-4 players before slotting home past Mignolet. Eden Hazard was literally the number 10. So in saying Eden Hazard was the number 10, he was kind of like a bridge to what a number 10 used to be to the modern day number 10. So in saying that, my ballers, a number 10 is purely a midfielder that creates. The midfield metronome that creates. Football always had them. Main figure that comes to mind is Zinedine Zidane. But then through time with developments, there was always that centre forward number 10 that also existed as a second number 10. So in England, a player like Teddy Sheringham, as an example, Rivaldo was that, who players that could play as a striker, but they were more recognized as centre forward, with a lot of the time 4-4-2 being deployed back then. Dennis Bergkamp is another great example of that centre forward number 10, although Dennis Bergkamp could also play as an out and out number 10. The bridging of the number 10 to the modern number 10 mainly started with a player like Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho you could not pinpoint as a midfielder, he was a winger, or you could just say in simple terms an attacker, which more so a winger applies to being an attacker, rather than a midfielder who's creating attacking opportunities. Ronaldinho was that, and then came players like Lionel Messi being that number 10, as well as Eden Hazard. And now we've got into modern day number 10, which is just boring and so systematic with all the tactics that are in place in football. like Bruno Fernandes or Danny Olmo. You know, it's not to say that they're not good, but they are quite mundane number 10s. We got to see number 10s like Eden Hazard. Eden Hazard was a number 10, a player who deserved to adorn the jersey number 10. And with that slump being done, 2016 Euros came, and unfortunately was not able to lead the golden generation of Belgium to victory, with them being knocked out by Wales in the quarterfinals. The following season, injuries were behind him, and with Antonio Conte coming in, this is where we felt Eden Hazard was reborn. The season where he sent Francis Coquelin out of the Premier League. After that season, my ballers, we never ever saw Francis Coquelin. If you ask me what was Francis Coquelin's last appearance for Arsenal, it was against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. There are countless amount of goals that I vividly remember this man scoring. Not through highlights or YouTube videos, YouTube reels, through watching him play. Countless memories. The goals against Liverpool. There's many to mention. The one in the Carabao Cup in the 2018-2019 season. The goal against Arsenal in the 2016-2017 season. The performances he produced against Tottenham in the FA Cup semi-finals of the 2016-2017 season with them coming off the bench. There are countless memories that Eden Hazard had. And it's quite unfortunate that he only has one PFA Player of the Year to his name when we feel like he should have more. Because he was nominated majority of his seasons, and in one season, well, he finished second twice, if not 3 times. And one of the seasons he was second to N'Golo Kante for Chelsea. But in not putting attention to defensive displays, if it was any other season, the attacker being Eden Hazard, who created the most chances and produced the most dribbles in helping Chelsea win and triumph, would have definitely been the player of the season. He was key in Chelsea's run in that season. Very, very key, with him producing a match-winning performance against Man City to win 2-1 late on in the 2016-2017 season, in a tough spell in April where Chelsea had lost to Crystal Palace as well as to Man United, with Tottenham closing the points gap. And then came the following season where injuries creep back in, but he was still able to produce good performances, just not to the heights of the previous season. In saying that though, the World Cup came. And this is where we saw the leader in Eden Hazard truly stand up for Belgium. During the knockout stages, the performance against Japan to help Belgium come back from 2 goals down to qualify for the quarterfinals. The performance against Brazil in the quarterfinals, where it indirectly fooled people to believing that Eden Hazard is better than Neymar. As well as the performance in the loss against France in the semi-finals. We remember Eden Hazard in that game, even though Belgium lost. How he weaved past Paul Pogba in the first half, dribbling past Benjamin Pavard down the left flank, finishing Griezmann on the touchline in the second half. Eden Hazard was just an entertainer, my boys. An entertainer who truly had you loving football. Loving football in its purest form as an art, with him being the artist. In his final season for Chelsea under Maurizio Sarri, it was definitely a farewell season for Hazard, with him truly carrying Chelsea on his back to a whole new level, as he helped Chelsea win the Europa League and getting a great send-off as well in his final game against Arsenal in the Europa League final, with him scoring a brace. And then the big move which he hoped for many seasons finally came. He finally became a Galactico, deservedly so, and donning the number 7 jersey. Deservedly so, if I may say. But in all honesty, things just never went his way at Real Madrid. Started off the season with injuries as well as fitness problems, coming overweight. And then when he regained that back, a moment that I always remember is the performance against PSG in the Champions League at the Santiago Bernabeu, where he got injured with the tackle with Munir. And from then on, he has just never been the same. a player who is tipped to potentially win a Ballon d'Or. It's been said at times that maybe him not having higher standards and him not being a great trainer prevented him from being as great as he should have been. But in all honesty, with his Instagram post, he really achieved it all. Outside of international success, there was nothing else for Hazard to achieve. He completed his trophy haul in Spain as well as in England, and eventually claiming the Champions League. As much as he didn't produce crucial contributions for Real Madrid to their later titles after the 2019-2020 season, the man still has it in his resume. Outside of Neymar, in Eden Hazard's generation at his prime, but even as a whole with the talent that he was, he's arguably the best winger behind Neymar. Obviously there's names we can throw in like Ian Robin, Gareth Bale, Frank Ribery, but Eden Hazard at his peak, many wingers sit down. We don't speak about Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi, that's just another whole conversation. But with the rest, after Neymar, Eden Hazard definitely has a shot. One of the greatest dribblers to ever play in the Premier League. It hurts me to see the debate between him and Mo Salah, through one being quantified via stats, whilst the other being quantified through entertaining performances in still helping his team succeed, with him also giving stats. That's not to say Hazard is greater than Mo Salah. In my eyes, yes. But I can understand someone saying Salah has been a better winger than Hazard, even though Salah is a wide forward, in all honesty. We can even label Mo Salah as a striker. But apart from that, my ballers, we were warned by Jose Mourinho that one day we may not have Hazard. And that day was always going to come, but we never expected it to come as soon as it did, only at the age of 32. You know, he's had a 16-year career with him having more than 700 appearances. There's definitely been many matches he's played. But to only retire at 32, it just hurts to see it happen. The body may have took his toll on him, and now he's bid farewell to the beautiful game. In saying that, my ballers, will truly always remember Eden Hazard. It's great to see what Chelsea are going to do in their next home fixture against Arsenal, with them having an Eden Hazard banner flowing at the Matthew Harding stand. And let's hope to see Chelsea produce a winning performance against Arsenal in memory of Eden Hazard. I say it that way even though I know he has not passed away, my ballers, but it definitely feels like that with Eden Hazard no more being a professional footballer. In saying that, my ballers, I hope you all enjoy this match day. Continue to relive Eden Hazard's greatest moments during this international break. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. And until next time, my ballers, live long.